Hi, my name is Anna Giganti, and I'm a 22-year-old who was just diagnosed with stage 3 deep infiltrating endometriosis. It took almost 10 years for me to get diagnosed, which is ridiculous, but unfortunately, that's how it is, and it should not be that way. When I first got my period at 13, it was the worst pain I'd ever experienced. I didn't realize that it wasn't normal. I thought, wow, so many other girls go through this every month, and it's horrible. Between the horrible cramps where I could not get up, couldn't get out of bed, had to miss school, had to miss work, had to cancel a lot of plans, throwing up from the pain, being very close to fainting, and I have actually fainted from the pain a few times, which was pretty scary. I've had pain with intercourse, many other symptoms, and I knew something wasn't right, but I wasn't sure what exactly, because I was only 13. What did a 13-year-old girl, what would she know, you know? So I originally went to my primary care way back then, and I brought it up, so I ended up going to my mother's gynecologist, who became mine. Nothing really came of it at that point, you know, I just seen him. And then in 2017, I had surgery for an ovarian cystectomy, and that's when I was finally put on birth control because of, you know, they wanted to control the ovarian cysts. The birth control helped, but it also didn't help, which is unfortunate. I then had to go to a GI specialist because I was suffering from a bunch of GI issues. Painful bowel movements. I would go back and forth between diarrhea and constipation, which is not fun. Bleeding from my rectum, having blood in my stool, all not fun stuff. So I had a colonoscopy and endoscopy done in June of 2022, and they found nothing. Said it came back clean, didn't want to do anything further. So I went back to my primary. I got a bunch of blood work done, everything looked normal. He said, you know, maybe this is kind of a mental thing, you know? So we changed my psych medications, we changed them and upped the dosage. And nothing changed because that had nothing to do with it, clearly. I went to the ER multiple times for horrible pain, even when I was off my cycle, which was another symptom where I figured something's not right because if I'm not on my period, it was weird to be having all those cramps and everything. I've gone to the ER, I can't even tell you how many times, thinking that my appendix was bursting, only for them to say, nope, your appendix looks great. I found out very recently that my appendix was adherent to my pelvic wall and distended because of endometriosis. So how I found Dr. Singhal was, it was, I think a few months ago actually, it was back in, I want to say July, and I was just really upset, really fed up with the lack of care from the doctors I had seen. They seemed to have no desire to look into why I was having these issues, and that made me really mad. So I figured if they weren't going to help me, I'm going to help myself. I did a lot of research online, and I finally found Dr. Singhal, and I looked through the reviews, and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to go for it. So I put in a little, one of the forms, I filled it out online on their website, and I heard back pretty quickly, which I was surprised about. We ended up scheduling an appointment, the consult, and I came in, and that day we scheduled surgery, that first day that I had seen him. I didn't think I was going to be taken seriously. I thought I was going to be brushed off again. I was utterly shocked with how amazing the care is here, how amazing the entire staff is. Just, this entire office is amazing. So I got surgery scheduled and everything. I was finally happy to have somewhat of a plan. Here comes the day, had my surgery, and I wake up and Dr. Singhal informs me that they did find it. They finally found out what was wrong with me. After almost 10 years of pushing for answers, going from doctor to doctor, specialist to specialist, and receiving no answer multiple times. I'm honestly, I'm very, very happy that I had the privilege to be under Dr. Singhal's care. Very impressed with the results. I truly couldn't be happier. He really is a great surgeon, very skilled. He knows what he's doing. Very experienced, I must say. Honestly, the entire team, they all know what they're doing. They all care. They care about your health, your well-being, you know, because this is not normal. Endometriosis is not normal, and many other doctors, they don't know what it looks like. So they're unable to help you or really point you in the right direction because they're not as experienced. I would say that if you're somebody who has, horrible menstrual pain, long periods that last a long time, heavy blood clots, feeling like bloated, feeling full very fast after a meal, early satiety, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, I don't think many people know that endometriosis can affect every organ in the body. It has even been found on the brain, which is crazy if you think about it. I didn't know that until afterwards, and I just thought that was pretty interesting. For me personally, it was found in multiple areas. It was on my sigmoid colon and my rectum, which I knew that was the cause for all my GI issues. I knew right then and there. I was like, that is why. I just want to let you guys know that there is hope out there. There is a way to find answers, and there are amazing doctors out there, amazing endometriosis specialists who will be able to help you and finally figure out what's going on. I know it's it's a difficult journey, but you just have to keep advocating for yourself because you are your own biggest advocate. I cannot recommend Dr. Singhal enough. I honestly can't. He really is. He cares so much about his patients. He really is an amazing person. And if you're somebody who is suffering and hasn't been able to find answers, has been brushed off, told that it's all in your head, told you that there's nothing wrong, don't give up. Don't stop fighting for yourself and come see Dr. Singhal, because I can guarantee you